So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected.
Cold Cock American Herbal Flavored Whiskey. At Cold Cock, we believe life is about taking your shot. It's about sharing your soul with the people who care to listen, not selling it to whoever will buy it. At Cold Cock, we also believe fine spirits are truly about celebrating the greatest moments in life with true friends. And that's what we strive to put into every bottle of Cold Cock American Herbal Flavored Whiskey. So here's our best wish to whatever you raise your glass for. Take your shot. Cold Cock American Herbal Flavored Whiskey. Must be 21 to drink, and please drink responsibly.
I get things cooking, you stare, you... How long you drama?
Don't you dare change that station. You're listening to Columbus's newest radio program.
Sweet mother of God, what is the holdup?
This is the Sunday Morning Meltdown with your hosts, Anthony Ant-Man Schaefer, Josh, and the intern Siobhan. Exclusively on MusicFamiliaProductions.com.
Woo, woo, woo. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Sunday Morning Meltdown, ladies and gentlemen. We are waking up here. It's been a while. We've been on vacation.
Holy crap, I think the gnomes messed with my mic.
Siobhan's getting her microphone adjusted.
I'm sorry. Yeah, like, I swear to God, they messed with it. Like, either that or, like, the cats, when they came in and laid on my chair, like, bumped it. I don't know. But yeah, it's definitely not right.
Yeah, I want to give
a little better.
I want to give a huge shout out first and foremost this morning to Jason Williamson. Congratulations, man! Just had a new baby.
Oh, so, congrats! Welcome to the end of your life.
Right? Yeah. Well, he's got a couple other ones.
Oh, well, so yeah, really welcome to the end of your life, and welcome to the end of you ever having money again.
Right. What's going on, David Linky? Good morning, Mr. Jim. How's it going, sir? And ZZ, good morning. We are waking up. You guys are listening to Sunday Morning Meltdown, man. We do this every Sunday morning. You guys can wake up 8 a.m. To 10 a.m. with us on Sunday Morning Meltdown, MusicFamiliaProductions.com. So it's been a while, man, and it's kind of been touch and go. We've been here, there, and everywhere, and trying to get everything taken care of, man. It's been quite, I don't know what the word I would use, Siobhan, to describe the debacles that we've been encountering. I don't know. Home ownership?
Let's not go with the word I would use. Let's just not go with the word I would
come on. What's the fun in that?
Let's just say it's been eventful.
Jason Williamson says that's child number 5.
Holy shit, dude. You do know there's this thing called birth control, right? No, I'm totally kidding. I love children, and honestly, like, after having my daughter, I want more kids, but like my sister and my brother have 5 kids, and holy crap, no way. No way. Like, that's just too many.
How do you remember your kids' names?
How do you remember their birthdays?
Hey, Siri.
Right?
Will you set a reminder? Good morning.
Like, that's a lot of Christmas presents to buy.
Fuck yeah.
Like, that's a lot of food to buy. That's a lot of diapers. No, I'm good. Like, more power to you, man, but... No, I'm not that kind of saint.
Yeah. Good morning, Carrie Royals, waking up with us this morning. So we got horoscopes, we got love news, we got a whole bunch of fun stuff today, man. And if you guys want, you guys can jump on the link right there. I was in Facebook jail. We're going to talk about that. And it's funny because, you know, when you're in Facebook jail, you can see everything that's going on, but you can't comment.
Right.
So we're gonna talk about some of the things that I saw while I was in Facebook jail, and hopefully, hopefully we're not gonna piss off too many people. But if you guys know that I was in jail, you guys also know I came back with a vengeance and started cutting people left and right. And we're going to talk about that and some other things. Siobhan, you got some love news, and we got horoscopes coming up, right?
Well, I gotta find them. My husband was out of town for family, and then I had the baby 2 days in a row. So I had to postpone some things, like starting my part-time job. Yeah, just had to throw that out there. Got a part-time job. Yay, go me. Making money. So that all goes to diapers and baby food. Yeah, and butt paste.
And the
like I said, Jason, you're never gonna stop buying things for your children.
Jason says Google reminders are amazing.
I bet.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, my husband was out of town, and so I didn't really get to do anything yesterday because I had the baby all day, and then when I got home, I was so exhausted that I just kind of crashed. So
that tends to happen.
So I'm working on that right now.
Right on.
But as long as I can find them, we will. We'll definitely have horoscopes, so those are always in the same spot.
Well, I think we're gonna do love note, We're gonna do love news as well, and we got some of your awesome favorite music coming up as well. We're gonna get some of this stuff going this morning. You guys heard a couple commercials. I want to give a huge shout out to a couple sponsors right now. Photo Nation AP. I want to give a huge shout out to Rocky XTV, who's still holding it down. I want to give a huge shout out to Lynette's Children's Charity and Lynette's Country Barbecue as well.
I want to give a shout out to Larry and James of Lynette's for coming over and
holy shit, dude,
going
yeah.
I don't even know what to call it other than ape shit on our basement. Like knocking shit out, tearing shit down, and having fun with it.
Sledgehammering the shit out of everything.
No F's given, going to town because it's what needed to happen. So I want to give a shout out to them because I know James has an injury. Larry informed us about his issues with his back and his neck and being fused together. Dude, if I'd have known that, I'd have yelled at you for coming and helping. Because I didn't know about that. And
I didn't know until he helped me. I didn't know until he helped me load that huge table.
Yeah, what the hell, man? I mean, we love you and appreciate you for it, but what the hell are you thinking? If being in the car for several hours messes with you, I can only imagine how bad you hurt after coming and ripping all that crap out. So, dude, really, truly, I owe you and Larry a serious home-cooked meal or something because, according to my husband and everybody else who knows me, apparently I can cook, so.
I don't know about that.
It ain't no barbecue, but,
It ain't no Lynette's. It ain't no Lynette's, bitch. That's funny. So we got love news, we got douchebag criminals, we got a whole bunch of fun stuff for you guys today, man. This is our weekly episodic episode of Sunday Morning Meltdown. You can catch us every Sunday morning, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., and you can catch out my new show, AntmanVs on Thursdays, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Really, not new, but I don't know. It's going to be new. It's going to be new in this location.
It's true.
Good morning, Deborah Lynn. Good morning. Good morrow. Good morrow. So anyway, we're going to get into some new stuff right now. We're going to give Siobhan some time to get some stuff together. And what we're going to do, we're going to get into this right now. We've been coming across some new music and watching a lot of new things happen. And one of the new things that's happened is one of my favorite bands, The Shift, actually did a huge overhaul and did some changing. And now they have become leader of The Shift. And they have a new song out, and it's called Steady the Gun. We're going to get into this right now. Let you guys check this out, man. This, like I said, is one awesome song from Leader of the Shift. I love this band. They reached out to me, and I just want to share this with you guys. Check it out. Let me know what you guys think. We'll be right back after this Sunday Morning Meltdown with Ant-Man and Siobhan.
Oh, are you on the run? Oh, well, I'll steady the gun. I got a one-track mind, wanna make you mine, give it up. You're looking around, change. These days are all the same. I wanna run away.
Some gudger for your ass waking up right now. Sunday Morning Meltdown. What's going on, everybody? My man, Photo Nation AP, just waking up. He knows where we're at, and he shows up late. He's like, he Facebooks me, or iPhone messages me. You know, it's almost quite up to date iPhone Messenger these days. And he's like, no show. I'm like, that's bullshit, bro. Go to the right link. What's going on, Siobhan? Hey, having fun over there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just dandy. Losing my voice, apparently.
Well, so are you a fan of Snapchat?
So I got a Snapchat account because a friend of mine told me I needed to get one because they used it, and I used it about 3 times, and that was it.
You know, I think it's funny because everybody ends up with a Snapchat account or some kind of an account because your friends like, bro, you're behind.
Yeah.
You need to get this.
It's the only reason I have a Facebook.
So you get this, and this happened today. We're talking about Snapchat. So Snapchat is taking over Santa Monica Pier. You heard me. You heard me. Snapchat is taking over Santa Monica Pier. It ain't no rager like a Snapchat rager. A social media company is commandeering one of LA's most popular landmarks for the office party to end all office parties. Dog face filters for everyone. According to documents obtained by TMZ, Snap is closing down the Santa Monica Pier on June 16th. In 6 days, on Saturday no less, for its annual event for employees and their families. Thousands are expected to attend the 5-hour invite-only bash, which is slated to begin at 11 a.m. The party is being catered with an open bar, of course, under about 24 tents. Snapchat's also taking care of all Uber Lyft rides to and from the event. It's unclear what the total tab for this shindig is going to be, but renting out 2 acres alone will cost $100K. The company also has to cover costs for every vendor on the pier. TMZ broke the story. Snapchat dropped around $4 million to rent out LA Live on New Year's Eve. Timing of the Pier Pass is interesting. It's coming a few months after Snap instituted a third round of layoffs as part of its strategic restructuring. CEO Evan Spiegel reportedly said he wants the company to be profitable by the end of 2018. If the layoffs are crushing morale, let them eat Cheetos. What do you think about that, Siobhan? $100,000 just to rent out 2 acres for a party.
Yeah, that's a lot of money, but it's in California, and I know that area really well, so it doesn't surprise me at all. Like, when you rent the pier, you're talking about big bucks. That's prime real estate. Like, yeah. Doesn't surprise me at all.
So, it looks like Ice-T made the news, and he's pretty good at keeping out of the limelight. But, ooh, excuse me. He's been seen, the hard rapper has been seen around town drinking iced tea. It's kind of funny that Ice-T's drinking iced tea. But one of the tabloids made a huge joke about it because wherever he goes, whatever photos they take, he's got a glass of iced tea in his hand.
That's funny.
They got the best 12 the best 12 photos of iced tea, and it's funny that all 12 of them have a drink of iced tea in his hand.
Yeah, that is funny.
And you know how you can always tell the venue, like, the photos are always taken in the same venue, same location. No, nope. All these photos are, hey, this one's even from Rock on the Range. This one's even from Rock on the Range.
Wow.
Yeah, because I recognize the gloves and the hat and in this photography, in this photo, and the Rockstar energy drink banner in the background.
Gotcha.
But yeah. So it's crazy, interesting. Photonation AP says Snap is great, been on it since the release. I quit using it. I admit, when people started using the speedometer on there, I quit using it.
Wait, speedometer?
Yeah, Siobhan. So there's a well, I don't know if there is anymore. There used to be. It's a filter, and you can switch it over to the filter, and the filter would tell you how fast you're going. So people were doing it on their motorcycles and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Social media. They don't just want to know how much you're pooping. They want to know how fast you're going while you're pooping now. So.
Yeah, never mind.
No, go ahead, Siobhan.
I don't know, maybe because I'm not because if I had my choice and if I didn't do this, I'd probably delete my Facebook, to be honest. Because I really okay, so everyone knows who, is on my page. Like, I have a page, but I don't use it. I just don't have time for that shit. Like, I don't understand how people walk around like this. I just don't, I don't get how you get anything done.
Right.
I don't understand how you still have a job. I don't understand how your children are functioning. Like, I just don't get it. And maybe it's because I'm not that kind of person and I've never been that kind. Like, I was the last of my friends to get MySpace. I was the last of my friends to get Facebook. I was the last of my friends to get Twitter. Like, I just got Twitter a year ago. Like, this is who I am. I don't care. I would rather have an interaction with someone face to face than over a device. So I guess maybe for me, it's just I don't understand the concept of it, but I just think it's ridiculous. Like, that you spend that much time on a device that, I mean, what does it really do for you?
It makes you social, Siobhan.
That's called getting off your ass, getting outside, and having a conversation.
Shenanigans.
Or at least it used to be.
It used to be. God.
I mean, and I don't know. I still do that with some of my friends, but I guess that's, again, that whole difference of people, Like, but then again, I think, I really think it comes down to the younger generation, because most of the younger generation are the ones that are like that. And come to think of it, the friends of mine that agree with me on this topic are 30 plus. So,
Phonation says, just look at the kind of people that are on it all day, every day.
It's true. It's true.
I look at some people and I realize that, if you're more social on your device than you are...
Then you might be a hermit.
In face of...
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. I got the Ant-Man all messed up.
And this this is what I have to deal with every morning.
Oh, whatever, you love me.
We're going to get to this new song right here from the Admiralty. This is called Echoes, because I keep hearing myself, but I keep thinking, I keep hearing myself talk, but then in my dreams, I'm always getting interrupted, and then I realize I'm in reality, and it's just Siobhan talking. So we're going to get into this right now. This is Echoes from the Admiralty. Check them out, facebook.com, the Admiralty. Make sure you spell it right, Admiralty. Admiralty.
Make sure you say it right, too.
Not Admiralty. God. Echoes. Let's get it. Morning Meltdown going on right now. Good morning, everybody. So did you guys catch UFC 225 last night? Did anybody?
Unfortunately, I did not actually get to see it. Now, my brother is a big UFC fan, and he watches every single UFC fight. So
With
he
his
saw
Amazon
it.
stick.
Is it Amazon stick? I thought
No,
he
Fire
had,
Stick.
yeah, I thought he had something different, but
Fire
maybe
Stick.
it's Fire Stick. Yeah.
Good morning, Miss Cam Grady, Mr. Billy Moore Sr. If you can't do it on Facebook, I don't do it. Touche, brother, touche. Good morning, Mr. Derek Ward. How's it going? Looks like your mom's watching, Miss Cam Grady. Good morning.
Hey, Mama.
So, yeah, Mike Jackson punishes former pro wrestler CM Punk at UFC 225 last night. It was what everybody thought it was going to be. CM Punk's second try in UFC went better than his first, but was a reminder that the former pro wrestler has a long way to go before he can be considered worthy of competing in the octagon. Punk was manhandled by Mike the Truth Jackson last night in UFC 225 pay-per-view opener and lost via unanimous decision. Punk's second foray into mixed martial arts went about as well as you could expect a former pro wrestler who had no previous combat sports experience before losing to Mickey Gale back in September 2016. He was stopped in the first round against Gale and decided to take nearly 2 years off to train in hopes of having a better opportunity or better results when he stepped into the octagon again. Facing Mike Jackson this time, who also lost to Gale in his UFC debut, Punk hoped to showcase an improved skill set, but the only thing we saw was that the 39-year-old had tremendous heart as Jackson playfully outstruck him throughout the 15-minute affair. With CM Punk chants raining down, Jackson got things rolling with a right hand, then caused Punk to close the distance and clinch along the cage. Jackson separated and showcased a significant advantage with his striking due to his experience as a professional boxer and kickboxer. Punk failed on several takedown attempts until finally securing one with 30 seconds left in the round. But it was painfully clear that the only chance that he would have was by keeping Jackson pinned to the canvas, like in WWE. The second frame saw Punk getting rocked by Jackson combination that led to a takedown by the Truth from inside his guard. Jackson landed some ground and pound while showboating and leaving Punk's face a bloody mess. To make matters worse, Jackson landed multiple strikes without even looking at the former WWE champion. It was evident that Punk was out of his league and way, way, way out of lane. And definitely, he could only hope to make it to the final bell. And with a little help from Jackson, he would. The third round was completely gassed. Punk still fighting with his heart, but his conditioning was wearing out and wasn't even close to par, some are saying. Joe Rogan and some other people are weighing in that maybe CM Punk needs to just go home and grab a beer out of the fridge.
He's straight edge. He doesn't drink.
Well, you know what, man? He's not straight no more. He looks broken and crooked. So anyway, the third round is completely gassed. Punk gets laid out. Jackson toyed with him throughout the final frame and dished out punishment at will. It was a casual beating being served by Jackson, and Punk couldn't do anything about it. Strangely enough, Jackson never cranked up the pressure to secure a knockout, but instead chose to cruise to an easy 30-26 score from all three judges. If there was a silver lining, though, it was that Punk showcased tremendous heart and made it to the final bell, but it's obvious he's not ready for the big stage. What do you think, Siobhan?
I mean, that was pretty obvious the last time he got his ass kicked. I mean, don't get me wrong. I am probably one of the biggest CM Punk fans. I literally, and I am woman enough to admit it, I literally cried when he left the WWE because we all knew it was for good. And that broke my heart because I watched CM Punk on the independent circuits. I watched him before anybody knew who he was, before he was even CM Punk. So it's hard for me to see him get his ass kicked in UFC like this, because I'm like, what happened? Oh wait, that's right. You went into a totally different world and you're not really prepared.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I get it. Like, there are a lot of wrestlers in UFC, vice versa, that go back and forth, but not everybody can do it. Not everybody's a Brock Lesnar. Not everybody's a Bobby Lashley,
Yeah.
So I get why he went into UFC, and I get why he wanted to take that opportunity. I totally understand it, but what's it gonna take? 3 times of getting your ass kicked before you realize maybe it's not the way to go? Like,
I don't know.
You're working your way there quick.
Photo Nation AP says Joe Rogan's not straight edge. We know he's not straight edge. He smokes a lot of weed.
No, I was talking about CM Punk.
Yeah, he's talking about CM Punk. And he drinks Lawaska and does DMT.
I mean, Joe smokes on commercial breaks on his show. Come on, we all know he's not. But CM Punk, however, is very straight edge.
So I have a funny story about Joe Rogan. So before he was doing the podcasting, and before he was doing he had just started doing UFC, literally. He came to Columbus to the Funny Bone, and he did a show here at the Funny Bone, and I got to hang out with him afterwards, man. And no joke, like, really got to stand outside and smoke with Joe Rogan. It was the coolest thing ever. The coolest thing ever. And he's so philosophical. Like, he's very deep. Like, as much as I love him, I was at one point like, I'm too high for this. Like, I'm too high to have this conversation. Like, he gets so in depth, man. And if you watch his podcast, shout out to Joe Rogan and the podcast, man. If you guys get a chance to check it out, great podcast. But I don't know. I thought maybe CM Punk was gonna be a little bit more prepared. Like, I mean, he took 2 years off.
I was gonna say,
and it's he would have been better off serving Big Macs than trying to serve knockouts. Like, I don't understand. And he left. He had such a great thing at the WWE.
He did.
He had such a great thing. Like, yeah, so what? You're not getting your titles. Big deal. You can't hold on to them anyway. Like, just be thankful that somebody's giving you a paycheck. Jeez. I don't know. But you know what? If you watch CM Punk's Twitter feed, he lashed out on Twitter, and in some vague comments. So if you follow him, Siobhan, if you're on Twitter, maybe you should follow him just so you can keep up and keep us informed.
I think that I did add him on Twitter, but again, I am never on Twitter.
Right.
I'm hardly on Facebook.
So I want to talk about this. One of my all-time, a lot of people don't talk about, these days of 2018, a hero or somebody you look up to. I want to, coming up in the show, I want to talk about Anthony Bourdain's suicide. Now, suicide is a big deal, and it has been a big deal for some time. It's no joke. But in the recent news, with Spade and now Bourdain, we're going to be talking a little bit about this. And I kind of want everybody to have an opportunity to weigh in on what you guys think about it. We're going to talk about the troubling signs leading up to Anthony Bourdain's suicide and what was going on. And we're going to talk about a few things, about Anthony Bourdain. And so we're going to get into, let's see here, we're going to break it down right now. I'm going to get into some Jasmine Cain. If you guys have not had a chance to check out her White Noise album, get it today. You guys can check it out, JasmineCain.com. You guys can go over there to her website and make sure you check that out. And, somebody was like, Jasmine, like, she didn't talk to me at a show. And I was like, you don't understand, bro. Like, she gets swapped by people. Like, did you notice that, Siobhan, when we were trying to hang out with her at Money Creek? There's always people buying her drinks, man.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy. Anyway, so we're going to get into this. We're going to call this one Break Even. right here. We're going to check this out from Jasmine Kane. We'll be right back with this stuff about Anthony Bourdain and some commercials and a few things from Siobhan. Get ready for horoscopes. 9 o'clock. Get your birthdays. Get ready for your horoscopes. And I want to give a huge shout out to everybody who's watching us on Facebook Live. I'm kind of using my social media devices just to get more people involved. So make sure you guys jump over. The link is in there. You guys can jump across over and be part of the live show. So let's get into this right now. Break Even, Jasmine Kane. Check her out, jasminekane.com.
Never mind, I don't really need to hear what you've got to say to me tonight. You've already made it clear to me anyway, and there's no sense in waiting around just for you to break me down. If this is where it's ending, let's get it over with. Nothing's worth defending. We should get on with it. Starting tonight, we can divide everything between us that's worth keeping. And if you're really leaving, let's break even. I can tell, I can see it in your eyes, how it's gonna be. It's just as well we don't need to compromise or make apologies, 'cause I'm all out of sorries again. No one has to lose or win. If this is where it's ending, let's get it over with. Nothing's worth defending. We should get on with it. Starting tonight, we can divide everything between us that's worth keeping. And if you're really leaving, let's break even. Starting tonight, we can divide everything between us that's worth keeping. If this is where it's ending, let's get it over with. Nothing's worth defending. We should get on with it. Starting tonight, we can divide everything between us that's worth keeping. And if you're really leaving, let's break even. Oh, let's break
Some Jasmine Kane for you right there.
Did you not get the button pressed all the way? Was that the problem there?
No, I got overly excited.
Ah,
I got excited because we were coming back, and I was like, oh, shit.
you know, they make things for that.
Hey,
For premature.
hey, hey. You just sit there and do your computer stuff before I Donald Trump you.
Oh, okay.
Hey, so seriously though, you know, we were talking before the break about Anthony Bourdain. Now, a lot of you guys would be curious. You know, I'm pretty sure everybody has heard about this by now. But Anthony Bourdain. I just finding out. Yes, like literally, just finding out over the weekend about Anthony Bourdain committing suicide. And, troubling signs leading up to Anthony Bourdain's suicide. It wasn't like Anthony Bourdain to skip a good meal. When a star of parts unknown didn't come down from his hotel room for a rustic French dinner Thursday night, it was the first sign something was very wrong. We thought it was strange, Walter, Maxim Voinson, told the New York Times Saturday, recalling Bourdain's no-show the night before his suicide. Mr. Rippert thought it was strange, he added, referring to Eric Rippert, the renowned French chef who would find close friend Bourdain upstairs the next morning hanging in his hotel room bathroom. Rippert said Bourdain and the crew of the CNN show had traveled early last week to the medieval village of Caisberg in northeastern France to film an episode on Alaskan food. And they were staying at the La Chambard, a 5-star hotel, in a cozy converted 18th century mansion. He knew the kitchen, and the best every night. Bourdain and Rippert said that they loved the mansion, the food, everybody, the whole hotel was great. And Mr. Bourdain knew the chef, Mansour Nasty. The waiter told the Times, referring to Chef Oliver Nasty, that he knew the kitchen. The waiter recalled maybe he went out and ate somewhere else, he said, but we didn't think much of it. Bourdain and Rippert had also eaten breakfast together each morning, again at the Winstead's big distressed wood tables. French bread, Vietnamese pastries, koloff, panna cotta, verrines, and dried fruits. The hotel lists as breakfast offerings dried fruits, cold cuts, local cheeses, fruit salad, butter, honey, and a jar of Christine Ferber jam.
So basically expensive people food.
Expensive people food. Right.
Or rich people food.
I would never catch...
Expensive food for rich people. That's what I was trying to go for.
Yep. Basically, long story short, they were waiting for breakfast, and waiting, and nothing, no Bourdain. And also waiting just down the road was Bourdain's camera crew. They were waiting for Anthony to come down so they could start filming first thing in the morning. Spicer was to show Bourdain around the market starting at 10 a.m. For me, it was something exceptional, she told People. It was an honor to receive Chef Bourdain. People knew that he was coming to the market and everything was in place, ready to film, she said. But back at the hotel, Bourdain wasn't picking up his cell phone, and it was 9:30 a.m., which is totally unlike anything that Anthony normally does. Rippert got up to his table, got up from his table at the wall stub where he had been set to choose among the breads, pastries, and local cheeses with his good friend. And French authorities arrived, and they say the receptionist unlocked Bourdain's hotel room door for them. Inside, the 61-year-old TV host had used the belt of his hotel bathrobe to hang himself in the bathroom. Wow. Rippert found him unresponsive. There were no signs of violence in the scene. There was no other signs of violence to Bourdain's body. Local prosecutor Christine D. Rochnet said that Saturday, there is no element that makes us suspect that someone came into the room at any moment, the prosecutor added, and noted that the suicide appeared to have been an impulsive act. There's no element that makes us suspect that someone came into the room at this moment. Blood was drawn from the body, and results of screenings for drugs and other toxins will follow in coming days. This is solely to give the family more information about the motives and the cause of the death, De Roche said. In screenings, we have no indication that he was consuming alcohol the days before his death or anything that changes his behavior. A visionary, Nasty, the chamber chef, would say Saturday, of his lost guest and close friend, offering his condolences to Bourdain's family and all those around the world who he caused to dream. Over at the outdoor market, a lot of people shut down shops. The whole strip shut down to show respect after everything happened. Everybody found out what was going on. Anthony Bourdain's mother could barely speak. She was reached out to by the Post on Saturday. Bourdain's mother, Gladys, is 83, a longtime Times editor, could barely speak. It's really too difficult to even talk about. He was an incredible guy. I really can't talk about him right now. He was brilliant and sharp and funny. He is the last person in the world, I'd imagine, to do something like this. Still, by many accounts, including Ruppert's, Bourdain had not been himself in leading days up to the shooting of this show. There was exhaustion and darkness. And Gladys Bourdain recalled Rupert telling her that Tony had been in a dark mood these past couple days. Rupert told Bourdain's mother on Friday, according to the Times, that Anthony Bourdain had reportedly kept a brutal work schedule filming parts unknown in the months before his death and was obviously exhausted by sources around Tony. So if you guys, I guess basically, you know, my biggest thing, I want everybody to just take a note, man. Don't burn yourself out. Make sure you take time out for yourself. And definitely don't be afraid to reach out. If you feel like you're having a tough time, if things are getting rough and you can't reach out to a family and you can't reach out to friends, there is somebody that you can reach out to. You guys can do that right now. National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 1-800-273-8255. I know as a suicide survivor myself, trying to make sense of what you are and who you are and what you need to do and what you want to do and the needs of being a human being in 2018 are almost unbearable. And you have social media and you have bullying, you have expectations of loved ones and all that stuff. You know, there are people out there that do care, and there are people out there that do want to listen and do want to be a part of that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're committed to improving crisis services and advancing suicide prevention by empowering individuals, advancing professional best practices, and building awareness about suicide. So if you guys want more information about that, go aside to suicidepreventionlifeline.org. You guys can be part of that there. And, you know, I've lost some friends to suicide. I don't know about you, Siobhan, but I've lost some friends to suicide, and I attempted suicide 3 times myself, trying to get off the medications. I've been clean 4 years from all the medications. Feels pretty damn good. But every day's a struggle, you know?
It is. I don't talk about it very often, but considering what's going on recently and considering that these, you know, between Kate and Anthony, you know, these are major influential people in our society, and the last thing we need is young children who are impressionable and looked up to them to see that and go, oh, well, if they did it, then I can too. And why not? My problems are bad enough. So, you know,
it's you know what I found too, Siobhan, and just to add to what you were just saying, I find that there are kids that are like, oh, well, they couldn't do it right. Let me show you how to do it.
Yeah, that's I think that's definitely a possibility, but I would say it more leans to the fact of, well, you know, I look up to them, and if they chose this as their way out, then I can too. And you know, I definitely feel strongly about suicide. It's a topic that I don't necessarily talk about a lot, but I'm a suicide survivor. There were some times in my life where I was very unhappy, and I thought that was the only way out because I felt like I didn't have anybody, you know, and I'm so thankful that I didn't successfully complete what I was doing, if you will, because I look at my life now and I can't imagine if I had actually completed the act.
Right.
You know? So I'm thankful that I wasn't successful, but it's definitely something that should be more widely spoke about. I think that it's still a little more taboo than it should be. I mean, it happens frequently enough that it should be widely talked about. And, you know, it's... I had friends who took their own lives going through school. In 8th grade, my entire school basically shut down because one girl took her life. And ironically enough, she actually hung herself from her closet rod, just like Kate and Anthony did. And it was over a guy. It was over a guy and her best friend betraying her because her best friend started getting with her boyfriend and she didn't know how to handle it. And, you know, there were some issues at home too, but she felt like she had nowhere to turn. And so this is what she chose.
Yeah.
And Nicole was one of the most beautiful souls that I've ever known in my life. And every time I think about her, I think how important it is for people to know that there's always someone there for you, that is not the only option. You know, there are too many great minds that are lost because of this.
I had somebody reach out to me at a show, and I know, Siobhan, I know that particularly.
Sorry for crying on camera, guys. I don't think about Nicole very often for that reason.
Don't be sorry, Siobhan. You're fine. But you know, I had a couple people come up to me at a show, and they were like, you know, Anthony, you really don't know, Ant-Man, you don't know what you do for us. And I've had some people that told me that you know, they've thought about it. And then they get a notification for our show, or they get a notification from us, or they see a post from us because we post quotes. And myself personally, you know, I try to interact with everybody. I try to be as supportive and upfront and honest with everybody as I possibly can because everybody deserves to be taken seriously.
Absolutely.
And so, you know, when they reach out, like, people don't realize how much they influence me, how much they impact me, you know. The Larry Swansons, the Todd Statons, you know, and the Mary Kaufmans, you know, the Larry Trimmers, the Dave Sheets, the Photo Nation APs, you know, all the people out there, man, that show support. Like, I love you guys, and you guys have no idea, man. And just to think of, you know, the idea that some of my friends, my family would hurt or could hurt like this. You know, enough to just be like, you know what, I don't want to be here anymore. And I don't know. I don't know. At this time, I kind of just want everybody to know, man, that we are there for you. We love you, man, and we love each and every one of our fans, friends, and family members. And we would never want anyone to feel like that. You know, and so it's coming close to 9 o'clock, man. I just want to make sure that everybody is ready for horoscopes. Get ready, 9 o'clock hour. We're going to do horoscopes. And if you guys know somebody, again, just to put it back out there, if you guys do know somebody.
I just want to throw it out there that if you have a friend that calls you in the middle of the night and is saying that they're not doing so well, if you're really truly their friend, you'll get up off your ass, get in your car, and drive over to their house.
Or just roll over and answer the phone.
Or just roll over and answer the phone because it could be what saves their life. I have a friend of mine who may or may not be listening this morning. I know he got a job and he's engaged now, and congratulations, hon. I'm so happy for you. But he's by far, I can say honestly, he's probably my best friend. I've known him a long time, since high school, and so Jeremy Moore, I love you, hun, and he is that friend for me. I can tell you on more occasions than one that I have got up in the middle of the night and drove to his house because he called me and said, I don't want to be alive anymore. And I knew what that meant. And he doesn't say it unless he really felt it. So, you know, and he's done the same for me.
Well,
so.
I think it's hard to, when somebody says, oh, I'm going to do, like, you know, I mean, there are attention getters out there, and there are people who go to social media and just post on social media to get reactions because that's what they want to do, because they feel like, well, I need attention and I don't know how to get it, so I'm going to make a post, and then everybody's going to react, and then
and the thing
and then I'll just delete it.
And the thing is yes, there are those people, but if you assume that everyone is that person, then you miss the people that aren't.
Yeah.
So don't ever assume it's just a cry for attention, because what was a cry for attention 2 weeks ago could now be a cry for help.
Yeah. Yeah, shit could get real quick.
Yeah.
Like, that's no joke. All right, guys, so get ready for your horoscopes, man. It's almost 9 o'clock. We're going to get into something real special for you guys right now. I'm going to dig back in to something. I'm going to go somewhere I don't normally go. We're going to check this out with my man, Andrew Craig. This is called Electro Juice. Wakey, wakey. Yeah, and boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants.
Oh my goodness.
Oh. Good morning, Mr. Billy Moore Sr. How's it going?
Hey, Papa.
Libra.
Yes. And tell Mom I
And
said hi,
boots
too.
and pants and boots and pants. Gosh, dude, I keep
Alrighty.
getting it out of my head. Like, I was like, you know, I could think of some of my friends, like Larry Swanson, you know, and like Larry Trimmer, dudes that like have boots and stuff, and they're putting their shoes on in the morning, and I'm thinking about how early it is in Arizona right now while Larry's listening, and I'm thinking about him getting dressed in the morning, like listening to that, like in boots and pants and boots and pants.
Oh, alrighty.
Oh,
So,
gosh.
for those of you that have a birthday today, happy birthday, first of all. And your horoscope today. You possess an artistic or creative skill that you have not developed as much as you should have over the years.
I was told it needs to shine some light on you, Siobhan.
Yeah, I was noticing that it's a little dark.
So you talk, and I'll shine some light.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to say we need to get a lamp behind my desk because, yeah, maybe we should just move the one that's on the light switch over. Not quite. Not quite. Maybe. Oh, okay. Here. Give me that before you blind me.
Let there be light!
Let's see.
It's
here.
like campfire light over there with you, Siobhan.
I know. It's because both of the lights are behind me.
It's story time with Siobhan.
Is that better?
Yes, better.
God, except I'm being blinded now.
Blinded by the light. Sorry. All right.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So
There's
we're-
this thing saying to me, laugh my ass off.
hold on here, because I can't do that.
I can't do it, Cotton.
Yeah, that's too much. It's right in my eyes. Couldn't even read. My desk is no longer big enough.
So while Siobhan
Okay.
does that,
How's that?
perfect.
There we go. Okay, so we're gonna
We'll just take that light from over there and put the light over there.
yeah, we're gonna do that after the show. We got to put the new curtains up anyway. These janky ones in the background, you know.
Jinky.
Yeah, that's right. All right. So, anyways, if it's your birthday today, here's your horoscope. You possess an artistic or creative skill that you have not developed as much as you should have over the years. Over the next 12 months, you can and you must devote yourself to making something of it. Do it right, or you could be the next big thing. That's not so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just realized in reading that I never looked on my birthday to see what my birthday horoscope was.
Because you don't matter. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding.
Probably because I just don't. I mean, like, So my husband surprised me for my birthday and had my family come over. I swear to God, the gnomes keep messing with my mic stand. So yeah, he surprised me and had my sister and my mom come over, and they brought a cake and stuff. But really, like, I don't really celebrate my birthday, so I didn't even think about it.
No, I didn't even call you because I'm not gonna call you on it. I'm not gonna. So you like, it's almost like if somebody doesn't celebrate their birthday and you call them and you wish them a happy birthday, it's almost like their opportunity to be a dick to you. Like, screw you. Like,
I mean, I appreciate, like, I've had a bunch of people say happy birthday on Facebook, and I appreciate it all.
On the thing you don't pay any attention to.
Yeah.
You had a lot of people show you love.
I had like 87 people say happy birthday on Facebook. I'm like,
but it's because 87 people logged in, and it was like, it's Amanda's
birthday. Exactly. Now, some of those people are people that I know would have sent me a happy birthday
like 5.
anyway.
Like 5,
yeah,
maybe.
Only a few. I like cake too, Dave.
I do too, yeah. I like cake.
Only funfetti, though. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
So we're gonna
it's
talk.
literally the only type of cake I eat.
We're gonna talk about that.
So
all right.
So anyways, Dave, what day is your birthday?
769.
Yeah, that doesn't tell me the day because it's by day.
All right, so Libra and Taurus are your next ones.
Okay. All right. So Taurus, strike a blow for freedom this coming week. Let those who would clearly like to take away your right to think and speak for yourself know you are having none of it. That the more they try to silence you, the louder you will shout.
Damn.
And apparently I'm losing my voice. Sorry about that.
Yeah, Dave Mosley says Devil's Food Cake. Yes.
Yeah, see, I've never been a fan.
Yes.
Never been a fan.
Oh, my God.
So Libra, this is one of the best times of the year for you, and it will even get better over the next few days, creatively and romantically. There is nothing you cannot accomplish, so set your sights high, and then go higher still. You're a star, so shine.
So wake up. It's Sunday. Put your pants on and in your shoes in that order.
Okay.
And then, yeah, it sounds like it could be a successfully good day. It really could be. Like, as long as they get up and they do it right. Put your pants on first and then your shoes, not your shoes and then your pants. Siobhan, are you okay?
I'm just trying to figure out where to put it so that I'm not blinded and so I can still read. 'Cause, yeah.
I wish our Facebook Live people could see this. You are having.
I'm having major issues here. Hold on. Oh my God, I need a new mic stand. Like, really, really badly need a new mic stand.
Bill Seema, high to cut grass. Boots and pants. Everybody's watching Siobhan. Like,
have a moment.
Yeah.
Totally having a moment.
If you guys can see her right now, you guys are probably laughing your asses off.
Let's see how that is. Let me get back in place here. Okay. How's that? Is that better?
It's about as good as CM Punk getting his ass beat last night.
Ah.
All right. Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
Okay. Because that's less in my light.
All right,
or less in my eyes now.
Less in your light.
I'm Cancer. I'll eat you from the inside. That's great, Dave. That's great. So let's see here. All right. So you must not make any kind of important decision based on emotion alone. Cosmic activity in the most sensitive area of your chart warns that where your feelings are concerned, others can and will mislead you. Don't make it easy for them.
So make sure you put the toilet paper roll down, not roll up. Because those are arguments in my house. Those are.
I mean, it's just common sense. Like, when you pull it, it should pull from the top, not the bottom. It's just, yeah.
See what we did, folks? We got Siobhan all fired up.
My husband does it just to spite me. And, like, I've literally thrown the toilet paper roll at him. Wasted a whole roll of toilet paper throwing it across the room because he put it on wrong. Yeah. Because I didn't care. Because it was cheap toilet paper.
You always get your friends, the friends that bring you stuff. They're like, I thought I didn't need it in my space, so I thought I would bring it to yours.
Right.
Like, so here, I don't need this anymore. Maybe you can use it.
Right.
Anyway.
So
Billy
I guess
says
since
he couldn't. Billy says he couldn't see you and barely hear you. I got you. Well, it's because he's on Facebook. He's on my Facebook.
Dave, so I shouldn't leave my wife for my mistress. According to your horoscope, I would say not.
Yeah, I would frown. I would frown upon that.
I would say the stars are not aligned for that type of activity.
Right. So, did you get Larry Swanson? Did you get Taurus?
I did.
All right.
I did.
Good morning, Penny Lane.
Let's see here. How about the Geminis? So Gemini, you must not let fear get the better of you over the next few days, because the closer you get to Wednesday's new moon, the more opportunities to excel will come your way. Don't hide in the shadows. Make the front stage your own. Well, that's not so bad. I'm okay with that one today.
So go to karaoke. Definitely. I don't know what that has to do with that. But.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that has to do with it. But
It's
my mom
so
can
early.
my mom can totally get down with that one. It's good things coming, Mama.
It is. Yeah, well,
Maybe that means you're gonna get that spot you want after
I was just
all.
getting ready to say that. She's got a lot of big things coming up.
She's trying really hard to get this a more full-time position where she's working, and
Dave Mosley's like, I should. He goes, just kidding. Just so in case his wife ends up hearing it.
Right, totally. Yeah, no, she's working toward getting a more full-time position with one of the companies she's with. She really likes the job, and it's really close to home for her, so it would be convenient. So maybe that means you're gonna end up getting it after all, Mama.
Well, and and the cool thing is that she won't have to worry about at this new job.
Karaoke is fun.
Yes, she won't have to worry about at the new job. She won't have to worry about stupid young guys looking down her shirt.
That's true. You
know,
she's. I think it's mostly women in the office at the other job. So.
Hey.
So let's see here. How about Virgo for the Ant-Man? You knew it.
Billy Moore says sitting outside, sitting out in the camper, and Wi-Fi cuts in and out. Gotcha.
You'll have that. So the Virgos, someone you previously thought of as a rival, maybe even an enemy, will go out of their way to assist you over the next few days, which just goes to show that it always pays to keep your channels open, even with people you don't really like. I knew you weren't going to like that one very much.
Look. So I'm not afraid to name drop. Like, I got put in Facebook jail because I posted a meme that everybody else had shared, and because I shared it.
Didn't you put it in a private group too?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And they got butthurt. They got offensive.
I mean, this is my thing. So I can see why somebody might have got a little upset about the meme. But at the same time, clearly it was a meme. You didn't create it. Get over it.
Larry says, chew on that, Aunt. Boots and pants, Larry. Boots and pants. That's all I have to say. No, seriously, though, I mean, I got tired. Look, what I get tired of is, and my wife, my wife made a comment. She said, you've done a lot of shows and you've done a lot of events and you've supported a lot of people. She said, if you took one person from every show, every event, everything that you've ever done, if you took just one and they shared your event or promoted it or gave half of as much as shit as you do, then you probably wouldn't be where you are today. And I had to sit back and think about that for a second. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, like there are a lot of people out there that just come and get what they get what they want, and then they're done. And I learned when the house construction happened, I learned, like, everybody's like, oh, yeah, whatever you need. Like, if you ever need anything, you ask me, you let me know, I'll be there, And then you reach out to these people, and they're nowhere to be found, nowhere to be seen, nobody's around, whatever. You get excuses.
Or, this was my favorite, and just so I can be clear before I say this, I love to death the persons that I am talking about, And oh shit. And by no means am I like dissing you or anything like that. I appreciated the offer. However, it wasn't very convenient. So we had someone who was willing to come and help. However, they don't have a car. So it was, I'm more than happy to come and help you help. Yeah, it was more, I'm so willing and able to help you. However, I don't have a car, so you'd have to come get me.
And take me home.
And as I said, I love you to death, my dear. I love you and your husband with all my heart, and I appreciate where you were coming from with it. But that wasn't...
Can you see how hard that would be?
Helpful. Like, it was helpful that you were willing to help, but it's not helpful that I would have to take time, especially with how far away they live from the studio, to go and get you and then take you home. Like, that makes it very inconvenient. And that, my dear, is why I didn't have you help. Just so you know, that's why I never got back in touch with you, because it was much more convenient to have someone who had their own transportation come and help. So please know that, you know, I'm not mad at you. I truly appreciated the offer, but it wasn't the most convenient way to have things done. So,
you know,
but at least you offered, because a lot of people didn't even call.
Right. You know, the thing is while I was in Facebook jail, and I kind of, while you're in Facebook jail, you can kind of see what's going on.
You can see, but you can't react.
Right. and you saw that I could see some of the things that were going on social media, and you were like, you had made a statement. You were like, man, just wait until you come back.
Yeah, there were a couple of things I saw, and I was like, you're gonna get it.
Yeah, like Larry Swanson says, they say that hoping you will never need to call them. And Billy Moore Sr. says, and feed me pizza. you know, while I was in Facebook jail, I had some people that were like flat out like questioning if they should follow me because of what I posted. Like flat out like, I don't think I can follow you anymore, bro. Like I'm gonna have to get the exact verbiage.
Hold on, I'll pull it up.
You know, but I want to make something clear, man. Like I don't really. I'm here to support people that are here to support everybody. If you're just supporting yourself, if you're just about yourself, if it's just about you, then that's fine. Unfriend me and let's forget about it. Like
I have it right here.
You know, I feel like I've done a lot. I've supported a lot of people. I don't really need any of the banter or the antics or any of the bullshit anymore. You're either with us or you're not. It's not about being against anybody. It's not about any of that, you know. Anyway, Siobhan, what?
Okay, so I have the exact post here in front of me, and so the person said, I'd like to know what happened for the following purposes. Don't want to follow someone who did wrong, but I also know Anthony and hope it wasn't him saying something he shouldn't. And you so kindly, when you were no longer in Facebook jail, replied, oh, man, you're such an ass.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not. But, okay. So Anthony's reply was, that's what happened. And for the following purposes, are you serious? Oh, and hope it was him saying something he shouldn't have. Let's hope this was I was high when I posted this. You don't share or post anything from my pages or anything I do unless it has to do with your band or you. I have already deleted you. No worries. And anyone else who wants to go that doesn't show support other than for themselves can go too. And with that, you put in this lovely little meme. We live in a generation of emotionally weak people. Everything has to be watered down because it's offensive, including the truth. And then good old Shelly Adams, we love you, my dear. He goes, he's back. And then that person actually replied in a comment and said, so, with a question mark. So, yeah. Yeah.
So.
I guess there's some more. Oh, no, not on that one, but okay. Yeah, so that's, yeah. And I did leave that person's name out just because if you're friends with
No,
us,
it's Tony Costa from Zoo Trippin'.
Okay, well.
Yeah, I'm done.
Clearly.
I'm done.
Clearly.
No, no. You're gonna run your mouth, then you're gonna get tagged. If you're gonna run your mouth, then you're gonna get called out. And if you're not gonna be part of the problem, if you're not gonna be part of the solution, then you're part of the problem. And if you're part of the problem, then get the fuck out of the way. Because a lot of people believe in what they're trying to do. A lot of people are working hard to do what they do. And it's not for one person. It's not for their band to get gain. It's not for them to get gain. The people that we work with, the people that we support, the people that we share are the ones that use I, we, us, they, them. There is no I, me in that whole thing. And anybody who's ever been about, themselves doesn't really hang too long with our crew.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people like Lynette's Country Barbecue, Columbus Events Group, Photo Nation AP, Merchant Q, a handful of other organizations, even Rock Rage Radio, a number of other people, Rocky XTV, everybody that you see with MFP and everybody you see with the Ant-Man and everybody, we're all here because we believe in what we're doing and we love our work and we actually love helping people. It never has it been about self-gain. I mean, yeah, it's been about gain, because you have to gain something to continue to want to do it, right? I mean, I don't know. I'm so tired of the drama, and keeping my mouth shut. Like, I'm not going to do it anymore, Siobhan. So...
Understandable.
Yeah, so it's Tony Costa from Zoo Trippin'. And if you refer back to the interview, and it's funny because I was gonna post the interview with that comment, because if you go back to the interview, you can tell at a certain point in the show after a segment break that he's totally disengaged and doesn't give a literal shit about what's going on in the interview.
Well, yeah, I remember that particular show. That was one that I was on the show with you.
Yeah.
And just the whole show was just very improperly handled on their part because of the way, they were all high, and it was really unprofessional because they were so high they couldn't function.
Well, I mean, to the point where you can actually see that they look off. Like, they just kind of,
I mean, it was.
And if you, I've had rock stars and musicians that have had to wear sunglasses in the show because it's so bright. But to have to wear shades because you're so high, you don't want your fans to see, or you don't
right.
Like, that's unprofessional.
Well, when you're going out on every break and smoking,
yeah, I
mean, that kind of, and let me be clear, marijuana is the only drug I don't have an issue with. Like, let me just be very clear. Like, it is the only one I don't have an issue with. It is the only one I think should be legal. And yeah, I don't understand why it's not legal. Yeah, I mean, I get why it's not legal because of the whole, whatever. But yeah, it's the only one. But at the same time, if you can't be a productive and useful pothead, then you shouldn't be a pothead at all.
Yep.
Because I know plenty of potheads who are super geniuses and work multi-billion-dollar jobs, but smoke pot every night. So, there's that.
So we're going to check this out right now, man. This is from Burn Blue Sky and Cigarettes and Friends Long Gone. We're going to check this out. We'll be right back after this.
Take them all away. You will know my name as I bury you in sand. Revelation of everything you've ever had. Bleed inside your cup and then cover up your gifts.
buddy. Cigarettes and friends long gone right there. Burn blue sky.
Sorry.
Damn, that was loud.
I know. I can't. Like I said, this mic stand, man, it's a problem. Because, like, it's not meant to be a table mic stand. It's meant to be, like, you're up on stage singing mic stand.
Shenanigans.
So, you know.
Make it work, Siobhan.
I'm trying. I'm trying. Can people see me now? I've been, like, messing with the light the whole show, trying to figure out the best way to set it
Mostly potheads are cool.
Oh, drunken karaoke, yes. Oh, that's a little better at least. Yeah.
Billy Moore says they're gonna send you a redneck engineer shirt to wear.
Yes. I need to get new ones, Dad, because my boobs are too big now.
Do that. I will totally wear that on a show.
Yeah, I have two, and they're way too small now because I got them several years ago, and you know, pregnancy and boobage and you know all of that. So
Corinne Book, she's like just popping in to say good morning, Anthony and Amanda.
Hello, dear.
Hope all is well. Hope to see you guys again soon. Love you.
Yes,
Aw.
thank you for my birthday wishes, Corinne.
Yay, Corinne.
I swear we're gonna come to a show sometime soon. You know, it's that whole we got a toddler thing. So
our lovely friend Corinne, so she is a local actress, and she does a lot of plays and acts.
she's up and coming.
Yes, and definitely make sure you stop and check her out, man. She's always doing unique things, man.
Like
always.
every few months, she sends us a notification or an invite to a new show. It's like every time she finishes a show, she takes like maybe a week, if that, and then she's right back at it.
Right.
It's amazing.
You know, whenever she sends me stuff, just because I can't make it to the show doesn't mean I don't support it or promote it or put it out there. So, like, I'll keep everybody in a loop for my play people and my act people and all my class act professionals out there.
Just so you know, Corinne, if you're ever in Little Pet Shop of Horrors, let me know, and I don't care if I have to sell my soul. I will be there for that one. That's like absolutely my favorite play ever.
You heard it first. The devil will sell her soul to be there at.
I'll sell my soul to my daughter, the demon.
Yeah. All right, so you got some stuff for us, Siobhan. What do you got?
I do. So I've decided that, you know, maybe I should give some info to parents. You know, I find random stuff, but you find random stuff too. And so maybe I should, like, hone in a little bit on the things that matter to me now, you know, being a mom and whatnot. So I'm going to start trying to find parent stories because, you know,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have one here because it is coming up as much as I'm sorry. Hold on.
It sounds like
I'm sorry. Like I have to, you know, because my chair catches the stand and then it moves and it's a whole thing.
Corinne said she was in Little Pet Shop of Horrors during her senior year of high school. Actually, operated one of the plants.
I didn't know you then.
Thanks for the support, guys. Love you guys so much.
I didn't know you then. So if you were in, that's awesome that you operated. Did you operate the plant, the actual plant, or was it one of the?
She said one of the plants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you are.
Now you gotta do it again, Corinne.
If you're ever in it again, let me know, and I will definitely come. So
she has to
feed me, Seymour.
Yeah.
Sorry,
that's the first thing I thought.
I can't help it. Literally, I've seen it so many times I can't count. But anyways, so I figure I should start doing some things for parents, and being that I am coming up on this time with my daughter, I figured a potty training article might be good. So just in case you were wondering and you have a little one coming up to potty training time, there's actually basically no science behind potty training according to the experts. Nobody actually knows what method or age is best.
Well, I don't necessarily think, here, pee on that Cheerio is an art form.
Right. And the two main approaches to potty training, which are parent-led and child-led, don't even have a lot of research to back them up. So, yeah. So my husband and I recently decided it was time to teach our toddler to use the toilet. He's in preschool, surrounded by other kids doing it, and had expressed some interest. I'm also expecting our second baby soon, and no part of me relishes the prospect of changing an infant and an obscene 35-pound human simultaneously. Amen to that. So, as a health reporter with zero experience on the process, I decided to start with the research. There's a hell of a lot of decisive advice out there, including the one book I bought and immediately trashed after reading. We missed the magic age window. Incidentally, a completely different age than what our son's pediatrician suggested. But I was genuinely surprised. There were virtually no studies on the subject. A search on PubMed, the engine of choice for scientific papers, revealed only a handful of credible potty training studies over the last decade. Totally gonna have to remember that site. And when you consider that breaking free of the diaper is one of the major rites of childhood and often a source of stress and confusion of confused parents, the death of research is frankly bananas. Excuse me.
You always
the
do
dearth
that.
of
You
research.
always
Yeah.
do that.
Well, I also have this fly flying around in front of me, which is really irritating.
So rude.
We need fly paper.
We need
We need a cat that's worthwhile.
right. We're taking applications for fly swatter interns.
Yeah, we need an intern
Fly
to
swatter
fly swat.
intern.
So anyways, of course, most kids do figure it out eventually, but real problems can and do crop up, like constipation and chronic accidents. And given how assertive a lot of the self-appointed experts are on the topic, it's not unreasonable to expect at least some recent research backing up their dogma. Major medical groups try to sell potty training as charming and fun, but even they lean heavily on approaches that haven't been studied all that much. It seems like everyone has a take on it, and it's something that's definitely written a ton about, but something that we can say statistically, when you do it this way, it happens faster, or when you do it this way, it happens slower. Dr. Corinne Cross, a spokesperson for the American Academy of Pediatrics, told the Huffington Post, "I haven't read a lot of research on it."
Frankly, I kind of dropped the ball.
In the last 50 years, two approaches have come to dominate toilet training, child-led and parent-led, which are both basically what they sound like. The child-led approach was popularized in the 1960s by the recently deceased pediatrician Dr. T. Barry Brazelton. Based on observing his patients' charts over the years, he recommended waiting until kids were at least 18 months, then slowly weaning them to the idea of the potty. That means asking them to sit on it fully clothed, then eventually working up to removing the diaper for short intervals and switching to training pants. Skeptics of his method are quick to note that he shilled for Pampers size 6 diapers, i.e. the big ones for toddlers over 35 pounds. Yeah, but as a 2008 review in the American Family Physician Review points out, few studies have actually tested the method. One that included 500 kids found more than half were content by age 3, and 98% were by the time they had turned 4. But it didn't offer any information on how long the whole process took. Then there's the more parent-oriented, rapid-fire approach popularized by psychologists Nathan Arzin and Richard Fox in the 1970s, which basically involves ditching the diapers, giving the toddler lots of fluids, and prompting them to use the potty a lot and rewarding them when they do.
I got Skittles.
I don't really remember, honestly. It's the bias for many versions of train your toddler in 3-day plans that abound these days. So which one is better? Only one study tried to compare the boot camp approach with the child-led schemes, and it basically found no difference, and B, was conducted 50 years ago. A decade ago, researchers called for more studies comparing the two methods, but that hasn't happened. It's so parent-driven, Cross said, by way of explaining the lack of research. Really, as a pediatrician, what I try and do is find the right fit for the family. I don't necessarily try and recommend the same way of potty training for every kid. Well, every kid is different, so that makes sense. Just saying.
Right.
So There's so many ways to do it, and people don't like to research things they can't control, she added. There's such a variable as how parents implement it that it's very hard to quantify what they're doing. Similarly, there isn't a lot of good information about the right age to start potty training.
Right.
In the 1930s, U.S. government published a guide suggesting that babies should be toilet trained by 6 or 8 months, an insane benchmark for most modern parents. Research suggests that an average age at which kids are potty trained increased from 2 years in the 1950s to 3 years in the 1990s, partially because researchers got a better grasp on toddler psychology. And again, partially because diapers got bigger and better and have become a multi-billion-dollar industry that shows no sign of slowing down. These days, parents and doctors generally line up in the belief that somewhere between 2 and 3 is the right time to ditch diapers. Indeed, the American Academy of Pediatrics, which tends to encourage a more child-led approach, but generally does not offer up specific guidance for potty training, now says that starting before 2 is not recommended. Yeah. But as many parents know, the difference between a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old can be profound. There are no robust investigations comparing outcomes among kiddos within the last that 12-month span. Is there some kind of magic window nestled in there where most are physically and emotionally capable of potty training, but not too set in their ways? Who the hell knows?
You know, so Dave Mosley, man, he's like, you know,
I have literally one paragraph left.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm not going to share how things have been going for my own kid because I think he would just be, justifiably horrified to know that I blabbed about it on the internet. Also, we're in the thick of it now, and I still have absolutely no answers. Here's the thing, though. Anyone who says they do is peddling an opinion, not a scientific backed answer. So basically, what it comes down to is nobody actually knows when it comes to potty training. It's just whatever happens, happens.
Huh. Dave Mosley, he said 11 months was when it took them 11 months to potty train their little one. And we started as soon as he could walk. I believe that it's the time to start. Not to say that there will be that's the age, but definitely try.
Right.
Man, I just remember my mom and dad, like 1 Skittle for peeing and 2 Skittles for pooping. And once I got that, I mean, that's the earliest potty training memory that I remember. Was like being able to look forward to, actually before it was all said and done, I can remember looking forward to taking a crap just to get 2 Skittles.
See, I don't remember my potty training. Like, I don't remember how that went for me. I just know that, like, coming up on it now with my daughter, I basically am like, okay, so once she can walk, obviously, then we can start looking at this as an option. If she is acting like she's uncomfortable in her diaper when it's soiled, which she already does, she will literally grab at her diaper and pull at it when she's wet or dirty. And then she generally just doesn't want the diaper on. So I feel like those are pretty good signs that she's probably ready, but she's not quite walking yet.
Right.
So I have to, I gotta wait until she's walking. You can't crawl to the toilet every time you gotta go.
No, that's true.
I mean, you can at home, but not in public. So, yeah. But
depends on what state you're in.
So I definitely, I think that that article brings up some good points on ways to go about it. But I do think that the reason there's no actual research is because it really just depends on the kid. I think that, like many things with children, it's based on that child and their abilities and their progression as far as how they're learning, how they're growing, how they're developing, all of those things. So, that's just my 2 cents now that I'm a parent and have helped raise 15 nieces and nephews.
I mean, I feel like, you know, there's a certain point where if you push it, you can definitely make it not fun anymore.
Oh yeah, and that's the other thing too is like there's definitely, God damn it, I'm like getting to the point where I'm just gonna hold it because every time so we don't have carpet down and we have hardwood in the studio now. So, like, I cannot move even the slightest bit in my chair without my chair rolling some, and so it's just a whole thing.
Larry Swan says it takes work to use the potty. You got to stop playing. You got to wipe your own ass.
Right, exactly. Like, you know, there's a whole thing to it. So, yeah. I mean, and yes, potty chairs are definitely great. Like, they definitely help. But yeah, I think it really just depends on the kid and the parents and the situations and there are so many factors. I think that's why there's no actual research on it, because how do you factor in environment and, you know, culture and all of these things that play a part in that type of development?
I know one of my friends who they have 3 kids. I don't know how they do it. Hats off to them, because two of the 3 are under 5.
Oh my gosh!
And
it's a lot of diapers.
And the third one just turned 5.
Ugh.
So imagine. But you know, all kids are different. You know, but you know, you have to try. You have to keep going with it. You have to stay with them and not get discouraged, because if you get discouraged, then they get discouraged,
right.
And then they, you know. But my friend, you know, him and his wife were potty training, and they had a potty chair, and they used to put it in their living room. And this memory got me sparked off of Dave Mosley's comment about the potty chair chaos in the front room, in front of the TV first thing in the morning. Both their kids got used to pottying in a potty chair. And when it came time to transition to the actual toilet, they just got used to peeing in that location where the potty chair was. Because I feel, and no negativity intended, but I feel like when you're teaching a kid, it's kind of like laying a newspaper down for a dog. Like, if you lay the newspaper in the same spot long enough, the dog's going to go to that spot and pee. You know, so they took the potty chair away, so the kid just went to the spot on the carpet and peed on the carpet.
Yep.
You know, and the wife was so pissed. She's like, I don't understand.
I've actually seen that before, where I've read articles when my second nephew from my sister was potty training. And I remember reading an article that said you should move it around, even if it's in the same room, just move it every day to a different spot, because otherwise they'll see that spot as the place to go and they won't go anywhere else.
I have another friend who used the potty chair just like Dave Mosley suggested, but every day they moved the potty chair closer to the toilet.
Yeah, I think that was part of what that article talked about, actually, was that you should move it
like breadcrumbs.
Yeah, basically move it a little closer every day until it's actually in the bathroom, and then move it closer to the toilet, and then finally with most of them you can actually pick the top portion up, you know, and put the insert onto your toilet, and they say that's like the final step once they're, you know, going to the potty chair and using the potty chair on a regular basis. Then you move it onto the toilet and take away the chair, and
you know, it's not like, you know, I don't know how it's going to be for me. I mean, I feel like my wife's going to spend a lot of time doing a potty training kind of thing, because what am I going to do? Like, all right, here's a Cheerio, pee on it. Like, I don't know what I'm going to, I don't know. Like, okay, so I have to learn the whole female thing of what I need to do. So
it's pretty simple.
Is it front to back?
It's pretty simple.
Sit
down, pee, front to back.
Front to back. All right. Okay.
You
great.
go back to front, you get a yeast infection.
But okay, gotcha. All right, I'm with you.
Yeah, always front to back.
Okay, I'm with you. All right.
Always.
Okay.
Always
front to back. All right. Dave Mosley says that could happen. My kids wanted to start going to the big boy potty because I wouldn't invite him to watch me. After a bit, he wanted to be like me. I have a daughter.
Yeah.
It's not going to be appropriate.
No, and that's something that I've already started with my daughter because she has expressed moments of being uncomfortable in her diaper. So I take her to the bathroom with me and I sit her in front of me on the toilet and I let her watch me use the bathroom. Because I've also read in articles that's like the very, very first step is for them to see you using the toilet and start to understand that this is something that, they should do as well.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Learn something new every day.
Moving on from that, I do have love news, but I really want to get this one in before love news because I think all the parents out there are gonna, or all the couples out there are going to appreciate this because every couple has a pet name for each other, right? Like my husband calls me Whiffy because his phone, he's got the Australian voice on it, and so instead of saying wifey, which is what I'm in his phone as, she says Whiffy, so he calls me Whiffy, and I call him an asshole. No, I'm kidding. I call him hubby. Sometimes asshole, but yeah. So we have an article here. People have revealed their hilarious and vulgar pet names that they have for their partners. So here we go. You've reached new heights in intimacy when you give your partner a pet name, especially one you can't say in public. Below, bloggers and HuffPost readers share their funniest or most R-rated nicknames they have for their significant other. Read on, then comment with your favorite terms of endearment. Hey, no judgment. They can't be any worse than poop stink. So first we have Disco Stick. So one of the pet names I call my husband Jason is Disco Stick. It comes from the Lady Gaga song Love Game.
Yep.
The lyric goes, let's have some fun. This beat is sick. I want to take a ride on your disco stick. Our twin 3-year-old daughters have asked me many times, Mommy, what's a disco stick? And that is from Shay Curie, a blogger at Shameless Mama. And then next is Poop Stink. Yeah, these are great, by the way. So my nickname for my wife is Poop Stink. Maybe Poop Stink. So not sure if it's one word or hyphenated, but Poop Stink, written as 2 words, just doesn't have the same feel to it. When I say it, I hear Poop Stink in my head, one word. Even if it's invented, not real. She got the nickname after having our kids because after giving birth, it became a little more troublesome for her to hold her gas in, to put it delicately. To be more blunt, she's my wife and I love her to death, but she's a farter. So there you have it. And that is from Nathan Timmel, author of Hey Buddy, Devious Advice from Dad.
My wife is too. But
pregnancy just messes with all of your lower stuff.
I had to read that to know about that.
Yeah,
I was giving her shit and I started to hurt her feelings and I had to look it up.
There's a lot of women because of the pressure of pregnancy when you're pushing the baby through the birth canal because that's where everything is located. So women can't hold their bladder as well after. I know women who can't laugh without peeing. I know women who can't sneeze without peeing a little or feeling like they're going to pee after pregnancy. Yeah, it's a whole thing. Like babies totally screw you up. Don't have one. No, I'm kidding.
Dave mostly love pocket.
Yeah. So the next one is my fiance always refers to me as daddy. I can't stand it, but it makes me giggle every time. Armand. I don't know about vulgar, but I call him mammal. Like, mammal, I'm cold. Alternatively... Alternatively, I simply scream out body heat, and he knows what that means. But
get over here and warm me, mammal.
But that's more of a command than a pet name. Ina shook. Next, my husband calls me Booby Salad. Totally embarrassing, and I've never told anyone. Brittany Jennings.
Booby salad.
This might be one of my favorites. I'm a natural-born redhead, a ginger, a carrot top. So, unsurprisingly, my husband's favorite dessert became carrot cake.
Oh, no.
With 5 kids in the house, that became his secret word for me. all up until the day he texted our daughter, thinking he was texting his wife, and said, "Are you at the house? I think I might come home and have some carrot cake for lunch."
Oh, shit.
She was entirely innocent and texted him back saying, I think you meant this for mommy. To this day, she hasn't put it together until she reads this article. Leslie Blanchard, blogger at Ginger Snapped.
Hot heat mama, Dave says.
So we each call each other Pupper. We're huge dog people, so Pupper is a term of endearment, and that is Anna Marie Stevens.
It's great.
Before my husband Brian and I were an item, we worked together. While at a conference, I noticed him holding a clipboard and directing attendees with his fly open. I sauntered up and leaned in, whispered in his ear, "The barn door is open." He claims this is when he knew he wanted to marry me. That works out well, since as recent as yesterday, I still have occasion to repeat this phrase in any manner of sultry voices. So that is from Penny Behrman. Next we have
Good God.
Anytime my wife, Jen, offers me ridiculously obvious suggestions, I channel my inner Forrest Gump, look at her, and reply with, "Thanks, Jenny." I love you, Jenny. It seems to irk her, and anytime my attitude becomes completely overbearing and obnoxious, my wife will look at me and address me with the equivalent nickname, douchebag.
Good morning, Jenny. Good morning. Yeah, so Natty calls Photo Nation AP Cottontail.
Right.
Peter Cottontail.
So that one is Adrian Klupp, a blogger at Dad or Alive. Next we have, I usually call my boyfriend Johnny, but I also refer to him as the John a lot. I'm not sure how to explain it. Like, just sitting on the couch with this John, or this is a nice John. Quality John. No idea how or when it got started, but it makes him crack up every time. Katana Chetwynd, illustrator at Katana Comics. Okay, so here is my favorite, and I'm going to post this because there's actually a GIF that goes with this one, which makes it that much better. So here we go. My fiance and I sometimes refer to each other as goat fucker or chicken fucker. Really, Annie? Really, any animal along with fucker works and gets used, but mainly goats. Occasionally, Shadooby Pot Pie or Fart Monster gets used too. When we've been together nearly 4 years and we're getting married this October, I guess the dirtier the nickname, the happier the relationship. And that is from Lindsay Patton.
You know,
we have two more here. We have this one, which I call my husband Magic Mike, because I would choose him over Channing Tatum on any day. Yes, I am serious. And yes, I know Channing is back on the market, but every little thing my husband does is magic, except when he talks sports or politics. Jody Messler Darter. And last but not least, I call my wife a variety of pet names ending with the word tooth. Now, I'm not entirely certain why I began doing this, but Hoagie Tooth and Pumpkin Tooth and Muffin Tooth are all names I've called her over our nearly 20 years as a couple. I think the origin is the old hot pink cartoon character named Snagglepuss of Exit Stage Left fame. His original name was to be Snaggletooth, and well, the word tooth simply sounded like a cute and original suffix to add to foods she enjoys eating. Not all foods, of course, because who wants to be called French onion soup tooth? So that one is Jeff Bogle, and he's a blogger at Out with the Kids.
So I have to publicly make an apology right now to Gina Jenkins, by the way, because I've been mispronouncing her name forever because I have not had the opportunity to meet her formally face to face. And so, you know, when you've never met somebody and you've never heard them pronounce their own name, you're like your inner speech or your inner whatever.
You're like going to Google to see how to say it.
Yeah, you're like, all right, Siri, help me out here. Like, you know, so she says she gets called all kinds of different stuff than what it is. But Gina, I apologize. I'm so sorry. But Dave Mosley says they must be from the Middle East. Pork butt tooth. And Dave Mosley says clean John. Wow. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna do it. So we got love news coming up, don't we, Siobhan?
We do.
Yay! All right, so we're gonna get into that, and let's see what else do we have here. I'm gonna get into
douchebag criminals.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, you know we always have that. Always have that. But right now we're gonna get into something a little old school, man. We're gonna go way back because it's been a while. We're gonna go to Social 66. This is sober. We're gonna go way back for some of you guys.
I don't care what you say, not today. No way. I don't know what to say, not today. Fade away. I'm not falling down for all this I remain. And boy, stop running around here. You never know, never understand me now. We're drunk, but I know we're short, and I feel you now. I'm sober now, when I'm face down, we're all alone. Wash the dirt from my cage. No one can save me now. Locked down, go away. I'm not falling down for all this I remain. And boy, stop running around here. You never know, never understand me now. We're drunk, but I know we're short, and I feel you now. I'm sober now, when I'm sober. You're out here on your own. There's something you never known. Who I am all alone. You carry me far from home, far from home. I would never leave, never in control. Nervous and cold, I would give my life, and I will sing the fall. And boy, stop running around here. You never know, never understand me now. We're drunk, but I know we're short, and I feel you now. I'm sober now, when I'm sober.
What's going on, Music Familia? Good morning. Sunday morning meltdown. Going past 10 o'clock to do you douchebag criminals. A little bit of this, a little bit of that coming up. We got some love news as well. Good morning, Ashley Taylor. Good morning, Ginny. I got your name right. Yay. Thank you. I apologize for douchebagging it up all the way. So, anyway. So, Vince Vaughn arrested for DUI. Early this morning. Vince Vaughn's in jail. Holy cow. Law enforcement actor arrested around 4 a.m. And about 30 minutes south of Los Angeles, we're told that Vince Vaughn still is in custody right now. Details of his arrest are unclear, but according to a source, he was stopped at a checkpoint while driving with a passenger in his car. If charged, this would be Vaughn's first DUI offense. We've reached out to his reps, but no word back. So that's, I don't know, man. He's still in jail. So this should be interesting. You having fun over there?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Had to readjust because, you know, the demon child woke up and she's trying to grab the mic, so.
She is, totally.
Yeah. Say hi to everybody. Come here. Look.
Ready for love
Look,
news?
It's you. Look, it's you. She's like, whatever, Mom.
You ready for love news, Siobhan?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Alrighty. So.
Oh, yeah. It's time for Love News with Siobhan.
She's pissed because I won't let her have the mic.
Whoa.
Whoa now.
Whoa now.
Okay, so 9 life events you need to experience with your partner before settling down. Ready for this?
Here we go.
So you may think you have found the one, but before you start planning your wedding, there are a few life experiences you need to experience to confirm what you think you know about your partner. Each an indicator of how well your relationship handles stress. These are the 9 things you should go through with your partner before you settle down. The biggest testament to the strength of your relationship, how well you cope with money struggles. With money being one of the leading causes of relationship stress and strain, the impact of losing your job can be detrimental to your relationship. According to a 2011 study from The Ohio State University, unemployed men are more likely to get divorced than men that are gainfully employed. But if you and your partner can overcome this hiccup and get through to the other, hopefully greener side of your relationship, is more likely to survive anything. Just as money can put a damper on any relationship, so too can an extended guest come to visit and slow to leave. You cannot play with the microphone, kid. Sorry, guys. Grabby hands here. She's in that stage. Everything must be hers.
Dave Mosley. Massacre!
Dave says hi. So just as money can put a just as money can put a damper on any relationship, so too can an extended guest come to visit and slow to leave. Whether it be a future in-law or an old university roommate, house guests, especially ones that won't leave, require a certain level amount of patience and understanding. According to psychologist Sean M. Byrne, PhD, a house guest can be stressful to the extent that they disrupt our routines and usurp the high amount of control we normally enjoy in this personal territory. It can be easy to blame your significant other for the disruption to your daily routines, but in reality, it isn't completely their fault. They likely didn't expect their guests to... Really? You can't do that. She just made a whole screen move on me. Here, do me a favor. Take the kid. Pass the baby! Alrighty. Now, I can actually read this. Okay, so they likely didn't expect their guests to stay past their welcome, and aside from kicking them out, it can be a difficult subject to broach. But if you can get past these weeks, months, or even years, your relationship will be stronger, and you'll have your house guests to thank. Speaking of new additions to your home, temporary or permanent, a pet is also an indicator of how sturdy your relationship is, and if it's built to last. Whether it be a fish, a dog, a guinea pig, having a pet requires a sharing of responsibilities, cost, and time. And according to a study by the University of Buffalo, couples who own cats or dogs have closer relationships and are more satisfied in marriage and respond better to stress than couples who do not have any pets. So get a pet.
I have a few.
Yeah, we can let you borrow some. I'm sure Dave and Natty would too. They've got a few. No, I'm kidding. So although they are not exactly the same as children, pets can be indicative of how well you and your partner will be at parenting. If a pet happens to lead a massive disagreement, however, it could be a good thing. Fighting is not positive in a relationship, but it is necessary to avoid resentment and long-term conflict. If you're able to overcome and move past a huge fight, it says a lot about the lasting power of your relationship. To really see whether your relationship is durable, it is important to problem solve together, even when you're on opposing sides. And the ability and desire to apologize when you are in the wrong is also a good sign. This dedication to making things work is also necessary when you reach a lull in your relationship, which you will likely do. Just as any relationship goes through a honeymoon phase, most also have their periods of boredom or staleness, whether it's a 7-year itch or a slight rut after just a few months. It is during these lulls that it can be easy to go in search of the excitement that drew you to your significant other. But if you can inject love and commitment into your relationship during these periods, the likelihood of you and your partner staying together in the long run increases. Another indicator of lasting power of your relationship is how well you celebrate your partner's accomplishments. According to a 2013 study from the University of Chicago Booth School of Business, once women began to earn money, more money than their husbands, divorce rates increased. The correlation has a lot to do with resentment and typical gender stereotypes, such as the male as the breadwinner. In flawed relationships, achievements, especially at work, can be overshadowed by resentment or jealousy. If your partner celebrates your raise or job promotion and shares your sense of accomplishment, chances are they're a keeper. A promotion or a job change that requires relocation is an even bigger indicator of lasting happiness. Long-distance relationships are notoriously hard, as distance can put immense strain on communication. However, distance does not make the heart grow fonder, does make the heart grow fonder, so they say. The ways you strategize together during this high-stress time can ultimately have an effect on the outcome. According to a 2014 study from Queen's University on long-distance relationships, when couples act as a team to get through the period together, they foster a sense of stability and ultimately a lasting future. A sense of stability is also crucial in the face of a health scare. Having a significant other means having someone to rely on when things get rough, and one of the most stressful events any relationship can undergo is an illness, whether it be you or your partner. To be able to deal with the scariness and uncertainty while providing a sense of comfort, support, and love to your significant other is incredibly important in a relationship. And finally, you need to travel with your partner. Get lost in a foreign country, experience things that make you uncomfortable, and broaden your horizons together. Bonding experiences such as travel can either bring you closer or reveal underlying cracks in your relationship. For example, how you and your partner overcome small hurdles such as lost luggage says a lot about your ability to handle harder, larger struggles in the future. If you know that you could rely on your partner to stick it out through any or all of these experiences, it's a good sign your relationship can handle anything life throws its way. With the right person, even the most stressful events can bring you closer together. It's funny because most of what they list are things that me and my husband have gone through. And we've gotten through them.
Right.
We have traveled together. I mean, not like to a foreign country or something, but we have traveled together, and there were issues that we worked through while traveling. But yeah, I mean, I can honestly say that like most of the things listed, my husband and I have been through, and we made it through, and we worked it out, and so yeah.
I think the biggest thing about that is being willing and open to admit when you're wrong.
Yeah, that's a hard one for people.
Well, I mean, look, my thing is, and I want to back that up. You were talking about, men feeling a certain way about being the breadwinner. Yeah,
right.
Like in my home, I'm very old-fashioned. I'm very old school. I was raised very old-fashioned with manners, respect. And for those of you out there who know what I'm talking about, you guys are going to be like, oh, hell yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. But for those of you who have never had responsibility or never had to take care of yourself at a young age, if you've always had stuff given to you, then you're never going to understand. You're never going to get it. But, my thing is yeah, I worked my ass off for a long time, and I ended up getting hurt on the job, and it affected me being able to make money for my family, provide for my family. That doesn't mean I'm inadequate by any means. That just means that I need to find a better, more positive way to, make my what's the word I'm looking for? Make it good, easy. Make it an easier pill for me to swallow. So what? I can't work. There's plenty of other things that I can do around the house. I could be a good father for starters. I could, make sure I take care of business the way I need to take care of business, and be there for my wife. I think it's very hard for men to admit that to a certain degree, So, I totally get where that could be a problem. But you just have to look for brighter lights. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. It's just a matter of how fast you're willing to get to the end of the tunnel and what you're willing to do to get through it.
Absolutely.
So, I don't know. It's we kind of ran through today, but you know what? It's always fun. It's always fun going through, doing some of this stuff with everybody. We are running out of time, but so
I have to say, Dave Mosley says manners and respect. That is the answer to fixing society.
Good luck with that, because not everybody feels the same way. And I feel like the entitlement needs to stop. But I feel like a lot of things need to change. But it is what it is.
Right.
Until then, I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsors: Limitless Video Productions, Photo Nation AP, Rocky XTV, Lynette's Country Barbecue. Everybody out there, man, have a great, wonderful Sunday. Siobhan, you want to give a shout out? You want to say anything? Close the show.
No, just
like our page,
like our page, and head over to the website and check that out. Now that my computer is all set up again, I'm actually going to be able to work on it on a regular basis again, and so we'll get things going up there again, and I just want to say one more time, I want to give the reminder that for those of you who are not in a good place and are contemplating suicide or hurting yourself in any way, there is someone out there to help you. There's always someone to help. There's the suicide hotline, which, again, do you still have that number? I don't have it memorized anymore.
As a matter of fact, I do.
Okay,
so for those of you who are in the Ohio area or in the Columbus area, 1301 North High Street, Columbus, Ohio, 43201. That's the location. They're open 24 hours a day. 614-221 221-5445. You'll be able to call them directly. Also, if you guys are not and you're listening to this and you guys are worldwide, like most of our followers and listeners, even in other countries, you guys can reach out to this number, 1-800-273-8255. That is the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. It's a national network of local crisis centers that provides free and confidential emotional support to people in suicide crisis. And 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you guys are able to get a hold of somebody. They're committed to improving crisis services and advancing suicide prevention by empowering individuals, advancing professional best practices, and building awareness. Check it out, suicidepreventionlifeline.org, for more information. I love how I can just plug stuff for us like that.
Right.
Shabam!
So yeah, just remember, somebody out there does love you, and somebody else out there does care, even if it doesn't feel like it. If you decide to make that decision and that final decision, somebody somewhere is going to be heartbroken and devastated that you did, and it's just not worth it. Don't do that to the people that love you.
All right, I want to give a huge shout out to Ginny.
Or yourself.
Ginny, April, Larry, everybody who listened to the show. Everybody's going to be listening to the show.
We love you too, Dave.
And we love you too, Dave. And to you guys also, man, check out one of my close friends, Ashley Taylor Music. Check it out, ashleytaylormusic.com for more information on her, great artist. And check out every Thursday, AntmanVs, facebook.com/Music Familia Productions. Check out the page. And Siobhan, keep up the great work on the website. Thank you.
Aw, thanks.
All right, have a great rest of your day, everybody. We are out the door. See you next Sunday.